year is 2008. Not all is well. Our families observe the early signs of collapse, once again rising to cast their dark shadows. Banks suddenly fail across the globe. Governments step in to protect them. They utilize cheap debt and money printing. It comes at a cost. That cost is the principle of fairness. Once they start to drink from this chalice of easy money, governments and those who benefit cannot stop themselves from gorging upon it. They help themselves to hundreds of billions of dollars of unearned wealth. It is a looting that far exceeds any that came before. Meanwhile, quietly, in the dark and nearly deserted recesses of the information network that now spans the earth, a sole engineer toils to combine cryptographic functions and peer-to-peer technologies to invent something new, something which he hopes might someday serve as money that can never be looted or corrupted by governments, tyrants, thieves, or fools. The year is 2021. A cycle that leads to tyranny and war appears to be repeating. Money is debased. Governments take control of industries through mandates and decrees. International disputes upset a fragile balance where some nations became dependent on others for their necessities. A tyranny has become the largest exporter in the world. People are easily frightened into hysteria. Even within nations, divisiveness has reached record levels. Even within families. There is a battle, but it is not a military conflict. It is not fought between nations. It is an undeclared war. It is a war over property, wealth, power, and money. It is a war between this story's families who seek freedom and those who seek easy rewards at others' expense. Freedom requires living with the consequences of the actions one takes. Freedom requires risk-taking, setbacks, losses, and failures before achieving success. Freedom's opponents seek to avoid this work. They demand results without doing the needed work. This does not work. Every time this path is taken, it leads to tyranny. It is a dead end. Literally, it ends in death. Yet freedom's enemies now possess power in every nation on earth. They meddle in every industry. They promise to fix everything if everyone just obeys their orders. They demonize the disobedient and blame them for the world's problems. Once again, the world is in turmoil. Meanwhile, in relative obscurity, the something that was invented by that sole engineer and released into the world in 2009 is taking root and growing. Its mysterious maker has disappeared. This was part of his design. It is taking on a life of its own. Many families now see it as a source of shelter and protection from the turmoil they see happening around them. They are now using it to protect their wealth, their property, and freedom. The year is 2048. 100 years have passed since 1948. As happened then, many of the world's currencies collapsed. Many nations fell. Many businesses dissolved. But, unlike 1948, it is not a time of poverty, of devastation, or of war. Instead, it is a time of abundance, creativity, and peace. Our families, who spent generations rebuilding since 1948, were not ruined this time because their money did not collapse. Their money protected them, just as they had planned. It protected their property, their real estate, their farmlands, their factories, their businesses, their charities, and their art collections. Moreover, it protected human beings. It protected responsible, hard-working, honest human beings. It protected freedom. Their money, Bitcoin, The something that sole engineer released in 2009 was the key technology that prevented a repeat of the destructive tragedies of the 20th century.